Welcome back to another video of us renovating the Soviet abandoned apartment. And in this video we are gonna finally have a counter in here and make it look quite a bit nicer. We have brought all our old kitchen appliances, our old washing machine, fridge, our old sink and our cooker. So these are all our original appliances. They don't look the best, but we don't have the budget to be able to buy everything new. This would cost a lot of money, so good that we even have these and they are functioning. Fridge is working, washing machine is washing. It looks pretty bad because it did spend 2 years in the barn and it was just kind of used as a storage, and the fridge kind of was just in the way as well. The sink is going to be beautiful because that's stainless steel, you can clean it nice, and the cooker just needs a good clean and it's going to be functioning really well. Let's get started by measuring it all out, go home and cut all the wood that we need. I think 2 meters fits exactly. 250 is what has a problem.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't fit exactly here.
Why did it have to start raining? As you saw, we brought the wood for the counter and the legs and some extra wood here and there that we will need for assembling it, and it did start raining, so we have been doing that work while we cannot work at home, so we're kind of like trying to manage both things. And yeah, so let's now, hopefully we did all the measurements correct. And as you saw, all the wood is whatever we had kind of scrap laying around from building the tiny house and other projects. So we are reusing as much wood as possible without needing to buy a new one or get new ones. So yeah, let's assemble the countertop. So we have a small little problem. The washing machine has to go there because of the sewage part. It does not fit anywhere else, does not fit in the bathroom, so it has to be there just because of the piping. And now, where does the sink go? Does it go like this? Or does it go like that? It looks really stupid the one way.
It's not much better the other way.
I don't know. And the gas cooker is gonna go here. So you're gonna have like this much space. In theory, it's enough counter space, isn't it?
Well, let's assemble the counter. So let's assemble just the long part. Anyways, it would be easier to put the sink in the long part instead of this crisscross part, because then the framing goes behind the sink and one after the sink makes much more sense.
we have assembled, well, dry fit the counter. That's gonna be the look of it. Of course, we're gonna screw it all together, put wood glue and screw it all together, but we did also cut, as you saw, these pieces for the leftover counter. Like we want to do like a corner counter, even though it's not really a corner counter since this piece is really tiny. But for the sake of complications and for the look of it, I think we're just gonna leave it one piece of counter. Clean look, not adding extra counter here. You're not really gaining anything, honestly, because anyways, you have to be here to wash dishes. So yeah, I think this is the way the sink is gonna go, not that way. I feel like this way it just looks stupid, doesn't it? Like it feels like kind of off flow, off center. It feels like, why is it sideways? Where the way you put it like this, you have like sink, you have your cutting space and your cooker like all in one nice clean line, instead of like this abstract off, kind of off thing where you kind of have to be in the corner. Where here, even if you have like more than, you know, one person, you can be here in the corner washing dishes while someone is doing something there, instead of like being here with your back towards the rest of the people and taking up that space. I think that also in this case also functions much better. Plus we don't have to mess around with a corner over here trying to figure out how to support this one, because it would be over the sink where we need to cut the hole. So it's a bit complicated. So we are going to be repurposing these ones for shelves somewhere. Let's now screw them all together, glue them, stick them, and then probably, actually no, we can't screw it on because we do want to paint the legs. Or are we painting the legs separately? Okay, what are we doing? So let's take everything away and continue on with the counter. Countertop is done. As you can see, I think it looks really nice, and we're also going to leave the clamp in the middle since this is the only piece that will stay intact. Here goes the cutaway for the sink and here goes the cutaway for the cooker. So theoretically this is the only part that needs to look and stay perfect. That's why we have left the clamp. So now we're gonna move on, go home, cut all the shelves, well, 2 shelves for the bottom over here. This is gonna be kind of like the storage for now. And then we're gonna come back and kind of lock it all and make it all beautiful and ready. So let's now measure it out and go home, cut it and come back. We have a few days later. As you saw, we cut and we brought the assembly for the shelves that are gonna go below. But before we get on and screw them on, we decided we wanna cut out the holes where the cooker is gonna go and the sink, so we don't make the dust on them, so it falls down on the floor. Might put something below it already, so we don't have to do too big of a cleanup. So yeah, let's get on. Cut the holes and then sandpaper it all to be nice and smooth. We're not gonna sandpaper it, of course, now because a lot of the place will get cut out. So yeah, that's why we're doing first the cutting and then final we're gonna do the sandpapering. places that it needs, and the final touch will be the luck. So let's get on with work and finish it off.
Upside down. Upside. Perfect pizza plate, no? It's like a giant cutting board.
Okay, and just like that, we have no more counter.
Kind of
Because
almost.
this is all that's left.
Almost no counter.
But I think that's better than
That's
nothing.
as much as you can squeeze in here, honestly. And this is not the best choice.
Yeah. It's okay, it's all DIY, temporarily, always
Yeah, you can always
changeable,
upgrade
upgradable. Okay, so everything fits nicely now. So let's now sandpaper it a bit more smooth, and then just give it a finishing look.
It's kind of semi-epoxied.
days later, and as you can see, it is fully dry. And it has kind of a bit of an epoxy feeling on it, especially where the layer is a bit thicker. Ideally now you would go over it and give it a sandpaper and then do another finishing layer. But this is kind of a very temporary counter, really cheap, really quick to make. It is not perfect and it's not professional. It is a really quick DIY cheap counter. So yeah, we don't really have much time and it's always something you can replace. This size counter you could get in the future, I think for like 80 euros. But for the cost that we made it, I think nothing can really beat it. And the amount of effort we put, of course, was not the most. So it wouldn't be the biggest, you know, once you want to upgrade it, you can always change it. But for now, it's going to do its job. It's going to serve a counter space. You're going to have your sink, your cooker, and your cutting area. So I think that it looks really nice. I think it really transforms this whole kitchen to what it was before really nicely. And we're going to be ending this video here. Let us know what you think of this counter. And yeah, as I said, it's not professional. It's not like a tutorial to follow. It is just what we built really quick and cheaply. And in the next video, we are going to be adding the backsplash. And we also have gotten some cabinets. We were thinking of making some, but we did find some really nice ones that hopefully will fit. We will see. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss tomorrow's video. And I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm gonna see you tomorrow.